Hey there, it's Wisconsin Wine Guy back again, and I think I did a Pinot Grigio or two, and I figured why not just keep the theme going, right? And do Pinot Grigio because it's springtime, Easter's around the corner, summertime's coming, and I know if you're not like me or unlike so most people, I don't drink a lot of full-bodied wines in the spring. Well, spring I start tapering off, but summer most definitely. I don't drink a lot of full-bodied wines. I don't go for, hefty cabs or zins or things like that, or full-blown, full-body Chardonnays. I don't do those, in the spring, late spring and early summer, going through the summer. I try to go for lighter drinking wines because I want to sit and enjoy the wine, enjoy lighter dishes, and just have a grand old time. I mean, spring is a time of new, okay? Light, refreshing, fun, youthful. So I'm looking for wines along that level to keep my spirits high. That didn't sound right. High spirits. So, for those who are new here, I'm the Wisconsin Wine Guy, and I make a selection of wines I like to call everyday drinking wines. These are wines wherever you shop for wines, liquor store, grocery store, wine shop, you can find these wines. I give them a taste, give you my opinion utilizing a simple rating system. It's very, very simple. Thumbs up. Says, I recommend that wine. It's a decent everyday drinking wine. You can't go wrong with it. Good price value. 3/4. If this was at a party served, I would drink it. If I was giving a party and I was being budget conscious, I would serve it at my party. Okay? Halfway, ooh, something about that wine just did not work with my palate. Doesn't make it a bad wine, it just didn't work with my palate. You taste it and let the rest of us know what you think. Thumbs down. Always an easy one, right? Every now and then there's a double thumbs up that comes out, and you do a double thumbs up. These are wines, like to say, that are exceptional, especially for the price, and wines that I would recommend that maybe sit on a few bottles, in every 5 years, if you're blessed with that time, every 5 years or every 3 years, open a bottle, see what it tastes like. These are wines that are probably worth aging. Okay, let's get into it. Francis Ford Coppola, you can see that. Who doesn't know Francis Ford Coppola unless you were like born in the last 10 years? Because to know Francis Ford Coppola, I wouldn't say born in the last 10 years, maybe born in the last 20 years or 22 years, or maybe 24 years, 25 years, right? But to know Francis Ford Coppola is to know the Godfather movie. Mario Puzo wrote the book, Francis Ford Coppola directed the movie, okay? So I've been a fan of the Godfather for a long time, and when Francis Ford Coppola came up with their wines, quite naturally I had to dive in and taste some of their wines. And they have different levels of their wines. Okay, this level here is going to be the diamond collection, that you'll find, in quite a few stores, especially grocery stores and liquor stores. You'll find a diamond collection, in Chardonnay, Sauvignon Blanc, Pinot Grigio, Pinot Noir. You'll find that. And then they have different tiers that go up. And some wines that aren't in the stores you have to get, from the winery or tasting room. So that being said, the Diamond Series is going to be tasting the Pinot Grigios. I'm in a Pinot Grigio mood. It's that time. Again, I'm not saying you should have these wines for Easter, but if while you're watching some of these videos and you like what you're seeing, you have it for Easter, or we're coming around into summer, have it in the summer, right? So this is coming in at 12.5% alcohol. I like to call it, to me, 12 to 13.5% alcohol is a sweet spot. In the summertime, I like to go 12.5 to 13. I may tip over to 13.5, and that goes for both red and whites for me. Again, when I say I want to drink wines that aren't going to like hit me like a bag of bricks, because it's like 14.5, 15% alcohol. I want to be mellow and be able to enjoy my wine during this refreshing fine season. Okay, so 12.5% alcohol. Francis Ford Coppola. Pinot Grigio. The grapes are sourced from different parts of California to produce the wines for the Diamond Collection Series. Let's give it a taste. Screw cap. We got diamonds right here on the neck. Diamonds right here. Isn't that song? Diamonds. Now, again, Pinot Grigios would not taste the same. Not only would it not taste the same if you got a bunch of Pinot Grigios from Italy, at different price points. They won't taste the same from Pinot Grigios, comparing a Pinot Grigio from California to a Pinot Grigio from New Zealand. They're not going to taste the same, okay? And that's the wonder about wine, is trying something different, trying another country's and another winemaker within that country's interpretation of how they feel that grape should taste when it's made into wine, okay? Again, this is going to be a little clear. You know, you get some greenish hues in here, not from the bottle. You get some, but it's kind of clear, this wine here, okay? So now for the nose. Ooh, that's a nice nose. That's a really nice nose. Wow. So that nose is going to be, like for me, white peach, a little orange, a little lemon. Smells like my fruit salad that I have sometimes. Wow, that's really nice. Wow, so beautiful nose coming here. You know, and when I say mineral, you know, I in my mind, I'm interpreting, you know, like a wet rock. You know, have you ever been, you know, walking along the stream, you know, or smelling the fresh water, not the funky water in the stream, but the fresh water in the stream, you know, and you get those sensations, you know, on your palate or in your nostrils, you know, that's what I mean when I say, you know, mineral for here. Mm. It does have a fresh nose to it, like a freshness of spring. So let's give it a taste. Two-step process. You know how it is. Acidity first, no acidity, no play, and then we'll taste the wine. Okay, mouth is watering, which is nice. So that's a good sign. All right, decent acidity. Now for the taste. Okay, here's what I mean when I talk about Pinot Grigios. If you type in Pinot Grigio, to search for all the Pinot Grigios that I reviewed, you know, some are going to be similar in taste, some are going to be different. This is definitely different. Okay, and it could be a combination because maybe they're utilizing different Pinot Grigio grapes from different vineyards in California. They're fermenting and doing a blend, or they could be fermenting all together. I don't know. So, but here's what I get on this one here, which isn't bad, but it may not be a good turnoff for some. So, not only do I get a citrus taste in the finish, but in the front, I get some floral notes. I get some, there was a honeysuckle plant, honeysuckle flower that my grandmother had that you get that, this quick burst of honey, a bit of honey, burst of honey. I taste, I have that taste, you know. So it has almost like that, you know, field of flowers, but it's not dominant, okay? It's not a dominant taste to it, but it has that taste to it, whereas that nose is very, very, you know, complex with different fruits, like my fruit salad. But that taste, you know, you do pick up, you know, apple, pear, what? I do get those floral notes, and it's not bad. I bet this would be fantastic with food. Okay, so for me, the floral is there. It may put some people off, or you may not even taste it at all. But you give it a taste, like know what you think. Now let's give it a rating. So I'm going to give this one, and it's kind of light too. You know, 2.5% alcohol is very light. You know, it doesn't have a great mid palate of fruit. I gotta do it one more time. It doesn't have a great mid palate of fruit. I mean, I expected more of that based on what the nose was, but it's not like that. Okay. I'm going to go in between, halfway, 3/4. In between, halfway, 3/4. Okay? I'll tell you why. Um, because of what the nose was, and when I tasted it, I expected to have more of that fruity qualities there to it, but that wasn't there. It was more floral. And I did pick up some of the floral on the nose, but not like I do when I taste it. It is very light. I think it'd be a good drinker, definitely for the price point, value wine. I think it'd probably do even better with food as opposed to just drinking on its own. In the American mind, we'll just sit and drink wine. But if you're from Europe and you're having it with food, it's gonna be completely different. Maybe even 100 times or 1,000 times better. Okay, but in between halfway and 3/4, and I'm doing this not for my palate because I actually would drink it. I'm doing it for your palate because you may be turned off by the whole field of flowers. Okay, but it's not overpowering. But I just pick up on it myself for my palate, which again it takes away from some of those other fruit elements I was looking for. But you definitely pick up the citrus on the finish. Okay, so it's your Wisconsin Wine Guy, the 2023 Francis Coppola Diamond Collection of Pinot Grigio, in between halfway and 3/4. Give it a try. I'm going to say give it a try, and you decide what you think about this wine. And I'm going to play around with it, and maybe even try to find some food. And if I find some food, make some food and have it with it, I'll definitely shoot a video, and I'll talk about how it goes with food. All right? So it's your Wisconsin Wine Guy saying, as always, let your palate be the guide, not mine. Your palate when selecting your wine. I'll see you next time. Ciao!